Hi, my name's Ron. This is an instructional bass video in Always on the Run by Lenny Kravitz. It's a funky blues in E. Basically, it's a three-chord song like most blues, 1-4-5, E, A, and B, but with a nice rhythmic swing on it. There's pretty much three basic components. You got the verse, the chorus, and the solo. And then the structure changes a little bit. Now, I actually transcribed this structure, so you're welcome to have a copy of it if you want. I can email it to you. I just wrote it down on the next card. I counted how many measures for each part, and then I counted how many lines, vocal lines were sung in each part, because they sing longer in the first verse than the rest. So just to keep it interesting, I guess. So you mostly have the song is in E. Most of the singing is done over E, especially in the verses. And then the bass player is filling in with like E pentatonics stuff. And he's playing mostly around the middle of the neck with the open top E and the flat 7th D to the E. And then he's making use of the G to get back to the E sometimes on the 3rd fret. So, like, a lot of it is like thump, 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 thump. You know, so he's making use of a lot of that. There's a couple of little trills that he puts in there, and, you know, I'll try to go over those. If you've studied with me before, you know I'm not a big fan of playing exactly the record, because what's the point? So I say get the brushes, you know, get the brushes with the colors, and then paint your own. So there is a little intro part at the beginning. There's like an instrumental that goes like, I think 3 times, and on the 4th time the bass player comes in with a, so it's like open D string to the octave on the 12. You got 2 on the 12 and 1 on the 11th, and then open 7, 9, and then into the thumping on the open E string. So it's, and I mean, again, you don't have to play it exactly right. As long as you're in time and you're hitting those notes in general, it's going to have the right feel. So then, like I said, the verse at the beginning of the song, it's instrumental. It's the intro is like 4 times, and then it's all instrumental 4 times, and then the singing starts. So, like I said, behind the singing, it's mostly like E. So he's hitting a lot of the open E string, and once in a while he's hitting on the 3rd fret on the G, and also he's hitting the 5th to the 7th, the D to E. And sometimes he's hitting like a triplet where he's going 5, 7 open. And every once in a while there's a couple places where he throws in like a, so he's doing like 7 to 5 on the D string, then 7 to 5 on the A, and then on the open. But you know, you pretty much, if you look in a copy where he's doing it, then just listen to it, because you know, if you have the notes, you'll be able to find it. But that's for the most part on the verse, and then the chorus part is G to A. So before I go over the notes for that, let me play through the intro through the first chorus. That way you'll see it in real time. So I'll be right back. Okay, so that was just a sampling of what can be played behind the first verse, and then he's going to transition into the chorus, which is G to A with a F sharp. So he's thumping on and he hits a couple F sharps, and then the chorus is like. So it's G to A, and he uses some chromatic. So he hits G a couple times, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, and then up to A, same pattern. 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm sorry, 4, 5, 6, 7. Couple on the open, on the F on the 8. One more time on the G. Something like that. So it's like I'm doing A open E G G and back to the top. So again, one more time to the chorus. You basically have to listen to it because it's funk. It's all about the time and the feel. So I can give you the notes, but you just got to figure out how to fit them in. You just got to keep feeling that downbeat, man. That's what makes funk so cool. So that is the first verse and the first chorus, which basically represents the rest of the singing. And like I said, there's a few variations on what he does. Like I said, so sometimes he does like. And there's one time where he goes up to the 12th, 12th and 14th, and then there's this other lick that he likes. He slides up to the 14th and hits the 12th. That's very pronounced. You can hear that. He puts that usually like between the verses, and I think there's once in the solo where he does it. Again, it's very easy to hear because it stands out. So it's just 14 to 12, then we can go into the solo part. So let me play through. I'm going to play through towards the end of the verse, and I'll go into the chorus just so you can hear it in real time. So I'll be right back. So that's a real-time run-through of the chorus there. As you can see, it's a structure: A, B, G, A, G, and then it works its way back into the E again. So then he's going to do the second verse and the second chorus, and the second verse is shorter by I think 2 lines. I think the first verse is 6 lines, and the second verse is 4 lines. The choruses are the same though. I counted the choruses as 7 measures, 7 sets of 4 beats. That's the way I counted it. But just to give you an idea, the important thing is that the regular choruses are the same length. I think the last chorus is doubled. Again, I transcribed all this. It's all written down. So the solo is probably the hardest part because there's a couple of quick runbacks, and it's a little bit longer than the verses. I think it's like 10 measures or something, but it's not like complicated, but there's a couple of transitions between the chords. So let's go over that one part at a time, and then I'll play through it real time. Again, I'm not trying to do it exactly note for note, but I'm trying to do it, darn close so it's in the feel of what he's doing. So, okay, so let's go on to the next part and take a look, break down the solo. Okay, so the first part of the solo is in A, and he's vamping on the E thing. There's a little break after the second chorus, and then he hits open 3/4 to go into the A, which is what the first part of the solo is. And so the first part is basically just hitting the A root note on the top string on the 5th fret on the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just going down the A pentatonic scale. So one more time, slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's all in the beat. So you're hitting the A root note, and then you're hammering. You get it on the 1, and then 3 hammers of 5 to 7 on the octave of the A. 2, 3, 4, and then your rundown starts on the octave of the A on the 7th fret. 7, 5, up one string. 7, 6, 5, up another string. 7, 5, 3, open, and that's right in your A pentatonic scale with the blue note in. Okay, so that's the first half of the solo, and then it's going to move up to the B. So we'll get that in a second. Okay, so after you finish the A chord, then he vamps on the E for a couple of measures, just a, and listen to. He spaces out those E's differently sometimes, so sometimes it's just, and sometimes it's, different places within the measure, but, again, it's not critical. So when he goes to transition after that little break after the A part, he's doing the vamp on the E. He hits the A 3 times. And then he goes up to the B on the 7th fret. So it's 4 of those, and then 6, 7, 8, 9. And then similar to what he just did on the A, he does 4 hammer-ons on 7 to 9 on the octave of the B. And then a similar pentatonic type of a climb back to get to the E. So really that's to your taste. You can argue that there's a few extra notes in there, but whatever works on the beat and gets you back. So I like to do, I'm on 7 and 9 here on the D string, because I like the way the G leads us back into the E. So 7, 9, 7, 9, 10, 9, I'm sorry, 10, 7, 5, 3, E. Alright, so the whole solo is just a little bit of A, a little bit of B, and then he'll go back and vamp on the E again. So let me play through the solo, now that you've kind of seen the parts, just so you get a feel for what it looks like when it's played in time. So. All right, so the third verse and the last chorus are pretty much the same as the other ones, with a couple of, like I said, a couple of trills. Once in a while, he'll add like a hammer on octave of the E or the A. And then, like I said, there's one time where he does something like 14 and 12 on the bottom two strings. And so the very end, he's just vamping. Again, like he always is on the rest of the song. And so the song just ends on open A and then C sharp and then 5 to 7 on the D E. So it just ends on that 7th fret E. So again, the very last measure is like. So that's pretty much all of the parts to the song. If you want me to, if I haven't already posted it by the time you view this lesson, if you want me to just do a whole playthrough through the whole song, that's no problem. I can do that. I think I played through live on all the different parts, so you have a feel for what they sound like in real time. But if you actually want a visual play along, that's no problem. So please, any questions, let me know. I can help you with a couple more of the little trills if you want, but I gave you all of the major ideas that he's using on them. I mean, there's so much of it is just thumping on the E and hitting 5 to 7. With a little added in once in a while. So great song, man. I love Lenny Kravitz. So good choice on learning this song, and have fun with it, man. And I'll catch you next time.